हेलो फ्रेंड्स। जैसा कि लास्ट वीडियो में मैंने प्रॉमिस किया था कि हम नेक्स्ट वीडियो में एडवांस के प्रॉब्लम्स डिस्कस करेंगे। सो टुडे आई एम मेकिंग दिस वीडियो टू डिस्कस द प्रॉब्लम्स फ्रॉम एडवांस फ्रॉम द चैप्टर थ्योरी ऑफ इक्वेशंस। This chapter theory of equations is a very easy chapter with very few concepts in this. So the problems from advanced also are pretty easy, and based on those two or three concepts we can find the solutions. So first problem I have written on blackboard. This problem came in IIT 2016 advanced. In this problem it is given that theta is given, which is between minus pi by 6 to pi by 12, minus pi by 12, that is minus 32 minus 15. It is in the fourth quadrant. Alpha 1 beta 1 are the roots of this quadratic equation. A quadratic equation is given and we have been given that alpha 1 and beta 1 are the roots of this equation. Then alpha 2 beta 2 are the roots of another equation, another quadratic equation, and then it is given that alpha 1 is greater than beta 1. That is, there are two roots of that equation. Bigger one is alpha 1, smaller one is beta 1. Similarly, for this quadratic equation there are two roots, alpha 2 and beta 2. Bigger one is alpha 2 and smaller one is beta 2. Then we have to find the value for alpha 1 plus beta 2. Four options are given and we have to find which one is correct. It is only single correct choice type problem, so only we will have one answer. So we'll start. To find alpha 1 plus beta 2, we should know what is alpha 1 and we should know what is beta 2. Then we can add and we can get the answer. Now what is alpha 1? Alpha 1 is the root of this quadratic equation, and we know how to find the root of a quadratic equation. A quadratic equation can have two roots, one is alpha 1, another is beta 1. Both can be written as minus b. What is minus b? Minus will become plus 2 secant theta upon twice of a, which is 2 into 1, plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac. What is b square? It is 4 times of secant square theta minus 4 into 1 into 1. Now in this we can take 2 common and we can cancel from numerator and denominator. Then we will have secant theta plus or minus. But what is secant square theta minus 1? 4 we have taken common. Secant square theta minus 1 is 10 square theta. Under root of 10 square theta is mod of 10 theta. Under root of 10 square theta is mod of 10 theta. Now, one root is secant theta plus mod 10 theta, another is secant theta minus mod 10 theta. Bigger one is alpha 1 and we are interested in alpha 1. We have to find what is alpha 1. So, bigger one of these two is alpha 1. To get alpha 1, what to do? We have to find which one of these two is bigger. One is secant theta plus mod of 10 theta, another is secant theta minus mod of 10 theta. But we know how to remove mod. After removing the mod, we can write this as secant theta plus or minus 10 theta, because mod of 10 theta will be either plus 10 theta or minus 10 theta. Mod of x is either plus x or minus x depending on the sign of 10 theta. Now what is theta? Theta is in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, cos is positive, secant is positive, but tan is negative. Tan is negative means mod of 10 theta will become minus 10 theta. Or what we have to do? We have to find the bigger root. Alpha 1 is greater than beta 1. We have to find the bigger root out of these two. How to get the bigger value? Look, first part is fixed. Secant theta is fixed. We cannot change it. But plus or minus 10 theta. Either we should add 10 theta or we should subtract 10 theta to get the maximum output, because alpha 1 is maximum, bigger one. To get the bigger one, 10 theta is negative. So if we will subtract this, negative will become plus and we will get the bigger output. So bigger root is secant theta minus 10 theta. So this we have to understand in this problem. There are two roots, secant theta plus tan theta and secant theta minus tan theta. But secant theta plus tan theta will be lesser and secant theta minus tan theta will be greater. Why? Because tan theta is negative in the fourth quadrant. So alpha 1 is bigger one, which is secant theta minus tan theta. Now similarly, we have to find what is beta 2. Again, alpha 2 and beta 2 are the roots of another quadratic equation. and we know how to find the roots of quadratic equation by same formula. What are the roots? It is minus b, which is minus 2 tan theta divided by twice of a, which is 2, plus or minus under root of b square minus 4ac. What is b square? It is 4 times of tan square theta. Minus minus will make it plus, which is plus 4. Now again 2 we can take common and cancel. We will have minus tan theta plus or minus mod of secant theta. Because 1 plus tan square theta is secant square theta and under root of secant square theta is mod of secant theta. Now again here we have to find the smaller one. We have to find beta 2, which is smaller one. To get the smaller one, this part is fixed. Minus tan theta is fixed. To find the smaller one, this part is fixed. Now in this either we should take plus secant theta or minus secant theta. In the fourth quadrant, theta is same in the fourth quadrant. In the fourth quadrant, secant theta is positive. If anything is positive, then after subtracting that positive value, we'll get the less output. If we are adding that, we'll get the greater output. So we have to get the smaller root, smaller one. So we have to subtract this because it is positive. To get the smaller value, we have to subtract this. So beta 2 becomes minus tan theta minus secant theta. Now simply we have to find what is alpha 1 plus beta 2. We can simply add them. Alpha 1 plus beta 2 will become secant theta minus tan theta minus tan theta minus secant theta. Secant theta minus secant theta will become 0 and we'll get minus twice of tan theta. We'll get minus twice of tan theta, which is option number C. So correct answer is minus twice of tan theta. So in this problem, all of us know, since 8th or 7th or 8th class, we know how to get the roots of the quadratic equation. Basic formula, minus b upon 2a plus minus under root of b square minus 4ac. No problem in this. Only small concept is under root of anything is not while taking under root of a variable. Under root of any variable is mod of that thing. Under root of tan square theta is mod of tan theta. Under root of secant square theta is mod of secant theta. Based on because under root of anything is never negative. To keep it always positive, you have to put mod. And then this tan theta, mod of tan theta value will be either plus tan theta or minus tan theta. That will depend on the quadrant in which theta is lying. Theta is in fourth quadrant. So in fourth quadrant, tan theta is negative. So the output of tan theta will be minus tan theta. And then we have to take the bigger one in this case and smaller one in this case, and then we have to add. So this is the problem which came in 2016 advanced. It is very easy problem. Now again we'll do next problem from advanced. Now next problem is from IIT Advanced 2014. ये बहुत कॉन्सेप्चुअल प्रॉब्लम है, इसमें कोई कैलकुलेशन नहीं है, बस हमें थोड़ा सा समझना है. इस प्रॉब्लम में दिया गया है क्वाड्रेटिक इक्वेशन px इक्वल टू 0 विद रियल कोफिशिएंट्स हैज प्योरली इमेजिनरी रूट्स. Then the equation p of px equal to 0 has only purely imaginary roots, or all real roots, or 2 real and 2 purely imaginary roots, or neither real nor purely imaginary roots. So इसके रूट्स हमें दिए गए हैं प्योरली इमेजिनरी और हमें इसके रूट्स निकालने हैं p of px. What is p of px? Input is px. In p of px, input is not x but it is px. So we'll do. First of all, we know that in any quadratic equation with real coefficients, the complex roots will always occur in conjugate pair. They have to occur in conjugate pair. So we'll see. Let us assume px as ax square plus bx plus c, where a, b, c are real. It is given to us. And it is also given that the roots are purely imaginary. Purely imaginary means k times of some iota I, plus I or minus I, because they should be conjugate. Then only sum of the roots will become 0, and sum of the roots should be 0 because sum is minus b by a, and b and a are real. So this sum should also be real. So imaginary part should be cancelled. That is possible only when they are conjugates. In this case they are purely imaginary, so there is no real part. So we have assumed that the roots are plus or minus ki. So nothing wrong in this. K is any constant. We don't know the value of k, but k is any constant. Why we are not considering the real part? Because it is given that they are purely imaginary, and moreover that b is 0. From this we know that b is 0. This b is 0. Why? Because sum of the roots is 0. Because there is no real part. So b is 0. That means px will become ax square plus c. We don't know what is a and we don't know what is c. But a and c are some real numbers. It is given in the problem that coefficients are real. B must be 0 because sum is 0 and sum is minus b by a. So b is 0. And roots are plus and minus ki, where we don't know what is k. It is some constant. Now, what is p of px? In p of px, what is input? Input is px. This p of px will become 0 when px is equal to plus or minus ki. Why? Because p is such quadratic equation that whenever input is plus or minus ki, that p of that input will become 0 because roots are plus or minus ki. Here input is px, so that input should become plus or minus ki. Then p of px will become 0. That means when this condition is satisfied, then we'll get the roots of the equation p of px equal to 0. Input should become, this input part should become plus or minus ki. Similarly here, x input should become plus or minus ki. Here input is px, so px should become plus or minus ki. Now, what is px? Px is ax square plus c. Px is ax square plus c because b is 0. That should become plus or minus ki. This should become plus or minus ki. Now, we have to look at this equation and we have to find what are the possible values of x. Because finally we have to find x. X is a root, input is px, but roots are x. Look at left hand side, it is ax square plus c. A is real, c is real. So for a moment, assume that it is purely imaginary. If x is purely imaginary, square of purely imaginary will become purely real because iota square is minus 1, real number. So if x is purely imaginary, left hand side will become purely real. Real plus real. So left hand side will become real, but right hand side is imaginary. They can never become equal. So option number 1, A, cannot be true. Look at option number B, all roots are real. If all roots are real, if x is real, then left hand side is real, but right hand side is imaginary. So this can also not be the root for the equation p of px equal to 0. Then next is 2 real and 2 purely imaginary roots. Again, purely imaginary not possible. Purely real not possible. Then only option is neither real nor purely imaginary. Because left hand side has to become equal to right hand side. If x is purely real, left hand side will become real, but right hand side is imaginary. So it should be neither real nor purely imaginary because it should be a complex number. It should be imaginary, which is possible only when it is neither real nor purely imaginary. It should be a complex number having both real part as well as complex part. So D is the answer. So in this problem we have to just analyze the given equation and we have to one by one eliminate the options. There is no as such calculation. We only have to understand. So D is the answer. Now we'll move to the next problem. Now next problem IIT Advanced 2015 से है. इसमें हमें दिया गया है a set S which is a set of non-zero real numbers alpha such that a quadratic equation this has two distinct real roots. This equation should have two distinct real roots x1 and x2 satisfying the inequality mod of x1 minus x2 should be less than 1. मतलब इस इक्वेशन के दो रूट होने चाहिए, डिस्टिंक्ट रियल रूट होने चाहिए और उनका जो डिफरेंस है उसका मॉडुलर शुड बी लेस देन 1. दैट कंडीशन रूट शुड सेटिस्फाई. देन विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग इंटरवल्स आर सबसेट्स ऑफ एस. मतलब ऐसे कौन से अल्फा हैं, अल्फा किस रेंज में लाई करेगा जिससे ये दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो जाएं. कौन सी कंडीशन की दो डिस्टिंक्ट रियल रूट्स हों और उनका जो डिफरेंस का मॉडुलस है 1 से छोटा हो. तो ये दोनों कंडीशन सेटिस्फाई हो जाएं तो अल्फा किस रेंज में होना चाहिए. Now this problem has more than one correct options. So all one by one we have to check which one lies in that range. To check which one lies in that range, first we should get the range which satisfies the value of alpha, the range of alpha which satisfies both the conditions. So one by one we will apply the conditions. Condition number 1 is it should have two distinct real roots. All of us know for a quadratic equation to have two distinct real roots, discriminant should be greater than 0. It cannot be equal to 0 because they are saying distinct. So discriminant should be greater than 0. What is a discriminant? It is b square minus 4 alpha square, which should be greater than 0. It is a square minus b square. We can write this as a plus b into a minus b, which should be greater than 0. Draw the number line, mark the critical points. Critical points are minus 1 by 2 and 1 by 2. 1 alpha has negative coefficient, so we have to start with negative, negative, positive, negative. We want this term to be positive. That means alpha should lie between minus 1 by 2 to 1 by 2. So this is condition number 1. Second condition is the modulus of x1 minus x2 should be less than 1. x1 and x2 are the roots of this equation. So we can also write this condition as x1 minus x2 whole square of this should be less than 1, because either you take mod or take square of this, it should be less than 1, because any number which is less than 1, square of that will also be less than 1. Vice versa, if any number is more than 1, square of that is also more than 1. Right? Now, what is x1 minus x2 whole square? We can write this as x1 plus x2 whole square minus 4x1 x2, which should be less than 1. Now what is x1 plus x2? It is minus b by a, which is 1 by alpha. So 1 by alpha square, minus square will become plus. Minus 4 times of x1 x2. What is x1 x2? 1. C over a, alpha over alpha is 1. Minus 4 should be less than 1. That means it will become 1 by alpha square should be less than 5. Or we can write this equation as alpha square should be greater than 1 by 5. Take reciprocal, sign will change. After taking the reciprocal, sign will change. So this can be written as either alpha is greater than 1 by root 5 or alpha is less than minus 1 by root 5. We have to take the values which satisfies both this also and this also, because both should be satisfied at the same time. It should have two distinct real roots and it should also satisfy this condition. Both it has to satisfy. So what is alpha? Should be greater than 1 by root 5. Where we have 1 by root 5? Somewhere here we will have 1 by root 5. 1 by root 5 means 1 by 2.2, something like that, 1.2.2. So it will be less than 1 by 2. It will be somewhere here. Minus 1 by root 5 will be on the right hand side of minus 1 by 2. So alpha should be greater than this or less than this. So what is a range which satisfies both? That range is minus 1 by 2 to minus 1 by root 5 and 1 by root 5 to 1 by root 2. So 1 by root 5 to 1 by root 2 option D, and minus 1 by 2 to minus 1 by root 5 option A. B, it is minus 1 by root 5 to 0. It is not true because this is not the range. In this only one condition is satisfied, other is not satisfied. In C also it is not true. So answer is A and D. A and D lies in that range which satisfies both the conditions. Conditions are that difference of the root should be less than 1 and it should have two distinct real roots. So it is a very easy problem. Like this problems we can get in our school exams also, in board exams also. This chapter is not in boards, but this is a very easy problem. So this theory of equations is not a very difficult chapter. It has very few concepts and on that concepts only problems will come. So it is very scoring chapter. All problems very easily we can solve and we can get the correct answers, right? So now we'll move to the next problem. नेक्स्ट प्रॉब्लम IIT 2017 एडवांस की आई हुई है. इसमें दो पार्ट्स हैं इस प्रॉब्लम में. डेटा इज गिवन एंड बेस्ड ऑन दिस डेटा टू प्रॉब्लम्स आर आस्क्ड. इट इज़ अ सिंगल करेक्ट passage type question in which only one answer is correct. So we'll do one by one. Both problems I have written on blackboard. Based on this data, both we have to solve. So what is the data? It is given that let P and Q be some integers. P and Q are integers and alpha and beta are the roots of the equation this. Our quadratic equation is given and alpha and beta are the roots of this equation. And P and Q are some integers and they have given alpha is not equal to beta. For n equal to 0, 1, 2, 3, n is some whole number, any integer which is not negative, 0, 1, 2, 3 like this. An is defined as p alpha power n plus q beta power n. N is some whole number, alpha and beta are the roots of the quadratic equation and p and q are some integers. It is given and an is defined like this. Then we have to find what is a12. We have to find what is a12. Four options are given. It is a11 plus twice of a10 or twice of a11 plus a10 or a11 minus a10 or a11 plus a10. So we'll try to find out what is a12. An is p alpha power n plus q beta power n. So what is a12? Put n equal to 12 here. We'll get a12 is p alpha power 12 plus q beta power 12. Now we have to write this in terms of 10 and 11, a10 and a11. For a10 we should have alpha power 10. For a11 we should have alpha power 11. So we have to reduce this power 12 to 10 and 11. How to do? Given equation is this. In this given equation, the roots of this equation are alpha and beta. So alpha and beta will satisfy this equation. So let us put x equal to alpha. We'll have a alpha square minus alpha minus 1 is 0. Or we can say alpha square is 1 plus alpha. Because alpha is a root of this, so we can write alpha square is 1 plus alpha. So we can take alpha power 10 separately and alpha square. Alpha 12 is alpha power 10 into alpha power 2. Alpha power 2 can be written as 1 plus alpha. Similarly, beta power 10 we can write separately and beta square we can write as 1 plus beta. Now, we are doing this because we have to write all answers in terms of 10 and 11. So, we have to make the power 10 or 11. So, 10 we are taking separately and other square we are using this given equation. We are writing this as 1 plus alpha and 1 plus beta. Now, what is p alpha power 10 into 1? It is p alpha power 10. From here take this first part q beta power 10. Write this separately. Plus alpha power 10 into alpha will become p alpha power 11 plus q beta power 11. Write this separately. Now this part is alpha power 10. Sorry. Alpha power 10 means it is a10. It is a10 plus this is a11. a11 is p alpha power 11 plus q beta power 11. So this is a11. So a12 becomes a10 plus a11. So which one is the correct answer? Correct answer is D. a12 is a10 plus a11. If it is true for a12, for every integer it will be true. Like a2 will become a1 plus a0. a3 will become a2 plus a1. So any an will become, in general we can write an will become an minus 1 plus an minus 2. Now using this concept, we'll do the next problem in which we have been given that a4 is 28. a4 is 28. So what is a4? 28. But what is a4? Using this, it is a3 plus a2. But again, what is a3? It is a2 plus a1. So a2 will have 2 times, twice of a2 plus a1. Then again, what is a2? It is a1 plus a0. So we'll have twice of a0 plus 3 times of a1. So this is 28. It is given to us that 28 is equal to twice of a0 plus 3a1. Using this 28 is equal to twice of a0 plus 3 times of a1, we'll try to find out what is p plus 2q. So let us put the values of a0 and a1 and in terms of p and q and alpha and beta, and we'll try to find out what is p plus 2q. Why we have done this? Because we want to reduce this to a linear equation, because a0 and a1 will not have any powers of alpha. For a0 it is power is 0, for a1 power is 1. So we want to reduce it to a linear equation which will make it easier. So that is why we have reduced it using the concept of question number 1, we have applied in question number 2 to make it in a linear equation. Now put the values. 28 is equal to twice of a0. Twice of a0. What is a0? P plus q. P plus q. Then 28 is twice of p plus q. Then 3 times of a1. What is a1? P alpha plus q beta. Now put the values for alpha and beta, because p and q we don't know, but alpha and beta we know. Alpha and beta are the roots of this equation and it is a quadratic equation. So let us find alpha and beta, the roots of this equation, which are minus b upon 2a plus or minus b square minus 4ac, which is 1 plus 4, which is 5. That means either one will be alpha, another one will be beta. Let us say alpha is 1 plus root 5 by 2 and beta is 1 minus root 5 by 2. Then this is twice of p plus q, 3 times of p alpha. What is alpha? 1, put the value of alpha, 1 plus root 5 by 2 plus q times of 1 minus root 5 by 2. Now look carefully at this equation. In this equation we have a left hand side, we have a right hand side. Every equation we have left hand side and we have right hand side. But left hand side is a rational number, 28. But in the right hand side, p and q are integers, so this part is rational. But root 5 is an irrational number. So this root 5 part of the right hand side makes it irrational. So right hand side is rational plus irrational, but left hand side is only rational. And a rational number can never become equal to irrational number. It can never happen because both are separate numbers. Rational number can never become equal to irrational number. That means the irrational part of right hand side should be 0. Then only both left hand side can become equal to right hand side. What is the irrational part of right hand side? Irrational part of right hand side is 3p by 2 plus 3q by 2 plus, not plus, minus root 5. So it is minus 3p by 2 minus 3q by 2, root 5 common. That part should become 0. Irrational part on the right hand side should become equal to 0 because there is no irrational part in the left hand side. So from this we can get that p should be equal to q. P should be equal to q. Now using this concept, using this condition, we will find what is p plus 2q. Again in the given equation put p equal to q. What is this? 28 is equal to twice of p plus q, which will become twice of p. P and q are equal, plus 3 times of p by 2 plus 3 times of q by 2. So plus 3 p by 2 plus q by 2, which will make it p, because p by 2 plus p by 2 is p, because p is equal to q. That means we will have 4p plus 3p, 7p is equal to 28. That means p is equal to 4, which is also equal to q, because p is equal to q. Then what we have to find? We have to find what is p plus 2q. That is 4 plus 8. It should be 12. P plus 2q is 4 plus 8, which is 12. That means correct answer is D. Answer D is correct. So this problem came in IIT 2017 advanced. So again, it was a very easy problem. This is a cliché kind of concept. In many problems we have to use this, that whenever alpha is a root of this, then alpha square is equal to 1 plus alpha. Whenever we have to reduce the power, we can use this concept based on the equation. In this case, put x equal to alpha and find out alpha square in terms of alpha and constant, and make that replacement to reduce the power. That is what we have to do here. A12 we have to find in terms of A11 and A10. So we have used that and we got the answer as A12 is equal to A11 plus A10. Now that concept we are using for next problem, that An is equal to An minus 1 plus An minus 2. So A4 we reduced in terms of A0 and A1, then putting the values. Another important concept is, if there is no irrational part in left hand side, then right hand side should also not have any irrational part. If there is any irrational part, that should be 0, then only both can be equal. So using this we got the answer P plus 2Q as 12. So that is all for today. Now next video we'll discuss the problems from next chapter. We'll discuss the problem from permutation and combination. So practice the problems at home, and you can also ask the doubts in the comment section. Thank you.